it on the money. Now they have your money in their hand, so they control your future and your life. After all, you are not there, don't know what they're doing with the money. What they tell you is what it is. They tell you that they are money and you are making all the money you believe. And we have had where some people will decide to take the money and misinvest the money and put it in the wrong investment and it gets crashed. And they will tell you that they're sorry and then they get away with no liability and no accountability, no oversight, no punishment for destroying people's wealth and nations' wealth. It's all but the West is not nobody's fault. But these are experts that have told a lot of people and convinced them to gather all their wealth and give to them. And all probably they get is some dividends or maybe some interest, but the bulk of the capital and the bulk of this primary fund that was collected never gave back to people. We have had people like in Nigeria where they will tell you that snakes swallow the money. People who takes money and take the money that belongs to the generality of the commonwealth of the people and decide to go and store it in a warehouse, waiting for them to get out of the government. They have stored more than enough they can live, eat, and use in their entire lifetime with all their children. And therefore, they do not care about the rest of the population of the society, the nation, the tribe, or the country. People that collect the money hoping to share and allow it to get to people that God has blessed, but they only use it for themselves. So sure, you know about this. It's going in a lot of countries. People that decide that they're going to borrow money and put it on the head of their own children and children. Once they are gone and they don't live in this world, those that believe that they can tell God what they can do and cannot do, and they can challenge God as if they are going to live beyond God, that God will die before them, forgetting that God lives forever. People that tell lies to people and make promises that they cannot deliver and will not deliver, had no plan or intention to deliver. And they go back in there and begin to act as if they are God for the position. But where does the power came from? Where did the power came from? Where does the power come from? When people decide that, for example, that I have an Android phone and therefore, and they decide that the Android running on my phone will be different from the Android running on the phone of the rest of the world. And I know some people might say, oh, he must be crazy. What is he talking about? But I tell you, as someone who is in the industry and in IT that understands the way these systems work, that is possible. The same thing with the Windows or the operating system that is running in terms of iOS, Apple, Mac, and all these other programs that are running in your system. Who told you, with the development that we have today, that in that your laptop, and if you are among those that are to be cancelled or be torn out or be punished or be restricted or be monitored or be controlled, the app that is running in your system may be the one that is meant for a certain group of people, certain people that they don't like, and certain people that think in a certain way, certain people that say and do certain things. They segregate you into a particular group and use either containerization or virtualization in order to deliver the operating systems updates with a malware, because they don't know when and where you buy your computer until after you bought the computer, set it up, and then they use different IDs and things and the activities you do to target you and narrow you and know, oh, that's the bad guy. That's the bad guy. That's the one that we hate. That's the one we don't want to do anything in the internet in the world. I've talked about this a lot. And they single you out. And then the next thing, an update will show up on your phone. But using containerization and virtualization, the system in the cloud is being told to know and identify. Now with artificial intelligence, it's very easy to identify this group of people that act and behave in a certain way. It is easy to know and identify characteristics of an individual to the end that any other place where you do. Even the way you hold your phone, the way you use your phone, even if you buy a brand new phone, the way you type, how fast, every of those things can be analyzed. And then that you get an update, and the update will come with a malware that is going to customize and change the operating system that is running on your devices. and then you are running around thinking that the world is a place where it is fair and just in today's world where there is so much divisions and where there is a lot of people. Some people that believe they are smarter than the others and they add the other and they think that God doesn't know all these things. Yes, we do know and we see and we are aware of the things that the world is doing. But the Lord God himself, who is ever loving and merciful, keep watching. We are watching. We are watching. When you live in a world where a man, people, then you wonder what kind of people are these? God, in the beginning, in the book of Genesis, you read and you saw how God created everything on earth. Genesis chapter 1, and you read about being handed over unto man, all the animals and all the plants that is made of the earth. Of course, some people don't believe that and they think it's a story and it is a literature. But then men, in their quest and in their greed, decide to take the natural seed from the plant God had made to be able to feed the world and the humans up to until he returns. And they decide to customize what they call use genetic engineering to customize those seeds. And they will tell you so that it will have a higher yield, so that it will have a resistance to this. What they have done is they have cornered what God has made for you, for humanity, and they will customize it and then have a patent on them and turn around and sell it to you to tell you and convince you that it's a high yield and is this and is that and is that. That's changing what God has made. Man customizes it and engineers it and turns it and tells the seed to do something else. DNA, change every of all this stuff. Knowledge is good and man can advance in knowledge and understanding of what God can expand on it because that is also part of God's will. But the Lord will say you must do it in an unnatural way. Must you do it in a way to particularly suffer people? Then you turn around and lobby government to approve it and then lobby people to take the seed and distribute it and sell it, organize yourself so that that particular seed will be sold all over the world. The seed may be taught also to kill the natural seed that the common man and ordinary people can get hold of. Now they control your life because you have to eat. They control what you eat. They have patented the technology about the seed. These are things that man